Hi everyone, Mike here from Retro PC. Welcome back to another episode. This is a particularly special episode because today marks the 3-year birthday of this channel. It's amazing to think that I have been doing this for 3 years already. Kind of blows my mind and makes you realize how fast time really goes. So in light of Retro PC's third birthday, we're going to take a look at something pretty special to me. And this is the 96 Multimedia Packard Bell Bundle Pack. If you're not familiar with what that is, if you were to have purchased a Packard Bell in the 90s, depending on when you purchased it and what you purchased, you got a specific software bundle pack. Some of it is full-fledged software, some of it is demo discs, and some of it is almost bloatware. But it was fun, regardless of what you want to call it, because it gave the user something to use their computer and do. Why is it important? Well, there was no real internet yet for families like mine. It was just on the cusp of coming around the corner within that year where it was starting to become affordable and purchasable, and everyday people were getting it, at least in my experience. Shortly after we got it, a lot of my neighbors got the internet. AOL was a big deal. We were online chatting and doing this and that with each other, and it was revolutionary. But before all that, when you first purchased a computer and you didn't have internet, there's not a whole lot to do besides the basic games that you got with Windows, typing on WordPad, and of course playing any games you may have on CD-ROM or floppy. So getting a bundle pack of software really gave the user something to look forward to, at least in my experience, because I couldn't believe how much software mine came with. Now, what was the 1996 Multimedia Bundle Pack? It consisted of many things. The 1995 Guinness Book of World Records, an Active Imaginations disc that had The Pirate Who Wouldn't Wash and Millie Fitzwilly's Mouse Catcher, Better Homes and Gardens Healthy Cooking, Home Time Weekend Home Projects, Journeyman Project Turbo, a Mayo Clinic Health Book, a complete reference library from Mindscape. The list goes on. A couple others to mention that I should mention is the Silent Steel demo version, which introduced me to the game Silent Steel, which I still love today, and the Spider-Man Cartoon Maker. Anyone who's played it knows how awesome that was to have as a kid. Wasted countless hours making cartoons in Spider-Man Cartoon Maker. Of course, also Toonland, which is a point and click children's educational game that, if my memory serves me right, had Howie Mandel in it, of all people. So that is a little bit of what we're going to take a look at today. So I just want to jump right in. The first thing I want to look at is that Guinness Book of World Records. I already have it loaded up because I want to make sure that this bundle I was able to acquire works, and that was my initial test, and it tested positively, meaning it should run. So let's jump right into the Guinness World Records. If I remember correctly on this disc, it had an obnoxious intro video. Oh, here it is. Oh, I remember this well. And it just repeats. How do I make it stop? There we go. So this is the disk itself. We have a word search. You can just do browsing of records, superlatives. Not sure. Okay. Guess what? I'm guessing this is a game. A random record explorer. The movies. So I'm guessing this is movies, of course. There's a help center, pictures, and you can browse by topic, it looks like. I, of course, want to look at movies. We have animals, fantastic feats, historic events and people, technology and space, the earth, and transportation. Let's take a look at technology and space. This is back when little videos on a computer were just amazing. Earliest manned satellite, first artificial. Ooh, let's watch the Sputnik video.
Kazakhstan, October the 4th, 1957. A Soviet Vostok rocket thrusts its way through the clouds towards Earth orbit. There it delivered Sputnik, a tiny man-made satellite, and the age of space was born. A Soviet triumph that amazed the world and stunned the Americans.
That is cool. Of course, there's a lot of other ones. Okay, so going into this, reorganizes this. Let's check out the picture index. There's human being, living world, earth and space, science and tech. Let's go to human achievements. Fantastic feats, sure. General records. Bed making. Sister Sharon Stringer and nurse Michelle Beckel of the Royal Masonic Hospital, London, Great Britain set a new two-person record of making a bed with a time of 14 seconds on the 26th of November of 93. Oh, I better print this. I love that there's a print option. Or you can save it. Let's see what happens if you save it. Okay, you can just save the picture to, well, pretty much anywhere. Let's just save the picture to, let's save it to the GNN folder. Call it bed. We'll look at that later, if it in fact worked. Let's take a look at one more. Ooh, longest bubble. Devin Stein of New York City created a record-breaking bubble, 50 feet long, on June 6th, 1988. Now, you gotta remember, this is from 95, so have some of these records been broken? Possibly. So don't take any of this as fact still as a record, because this is old. But still fun, and that is a huge bubble. Okay, now I'm just hooked. Gum wrapper chain, what? Gary Duchel with his record-breaking gum wrapper chain, all 12,105 feet. Uh, that must have took him a lot of time. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the superlative. Okay. Let's just look at dogs. A greyhound named Bang jumped 30 feet while chasing a hare at Bridcon Lodge, Gloucester, Great Britain in 1849. He did hurt himself doing it though, which is kind of sad. And this is just, of course, text, driving in reverse. 7,108 miles. Your neck would hurt. One more. Longest name. The union with the longest name is the International Association of Marble, Slate, and Stone Polishers, Rubbers and Sawyers, Tile and Marble Setters, Helping and Marble Mosaic and Treasure Worker Helpers, or the I Am of Washington, D.C. That's ridiculous. Let's do guess what? Ooh, we got a game. Who was the world's most married man? Answer. Bigamist Giovanni Vigoleggio heard wedding bells 104 times in 15 countries. Wow. So then you can go to see record, okay, and it brings you here. Can I go back? Not in the way I want. Let's do one more guess what. Who holds the most wins in Florida's premier NASCAR race? Jeff Gordon. Nope, Richard Petty sped to 7 wins at the Daytona 500. Of course, this is just a little game. Still cool. I have to cancel out of that. Random record explorer. So it just throws one random record by, chance. Wow, and it doesn't stop moving. Kind of cool if you just want to see random facts. Of course, you can go by topic. Breaks it down like this. Click on one of these. Neutron stars are the smallest. Ooh, a word search. So you can search for something like car. And it'll do a search. 63 matching records. Basic enough. And there's a browse records, which is just a full-on browser of stuff. Oh, is it like every single thing? I think it's every single thing. I'm not sure. That's a lot. Okay. So if it has like a picture, so this is like, yeah, all of them, but if it has like a picture, it'll show the picture icon. That's really cool. I'm sure if it had a video, it would show some sort of video icon. There's not a ton of videos, so the chances we'll run into one in this gigantic list are not high. Let's see what else we got here. If we have files, what are our preferences? Delay between pictures in the random record, 5 seconds. So you can change that here. Play movie on startup, you can disable that, which is awesome. Display registration on startup. Looks like that's turned off. Use the feature screen, use the toolbar interface. Oh, this must be the toolbar interface, I'm guessing. And it's all of these here as well. Ah, the features screen. Okay. Not much more to look at here. It's pretty straightforward. It's a CD-ROM of the Guinness World Records from '95. Let's see if that picture saved like we wanted it to. I think I called it bed. I did save. Look at that. That's cool. Can't ask for much more. Okay, up next. The work and procedures shown and described in this CD-ROM are intended for use by people having average skill and knowledge of the subjects. Caution, if you are inexperienced in using any of the tools or equipment depicted or any procedures described, or are in doubt that the work and procedures shown and described in the CD-ROM may be safe for your chosen situation, consult a person skilled in the performance of the Of course they had to throw that in there because if someone cut their arm off with a skill saw, they can say, I told you so. We got some seriously awesome music. Oh, I remember that so well.
Hi, I'm Dean Johnson. Welcome to Home Time's Weekend Home Project CD-ROM. In this program, you'll find everything you need to plan, shop, and finish a variety of home improvement projects. Here are the topics we're covering in the program. Just click one of these to get
I remember them cutting out like that too. Like that was a total screw up. They completely chopped him off and made him leave the frame before he said, get started. I remember that in this actual CD-ROM I had of this as a kid. That's hilarious. Okay, this is pretty obvious. I am not going to watch all these. It would take forever. But this is the one I remember is building a deck.
All decks are made up of several basic components. The boards that make up the floor surface are called decking. These are typically 2x4s or 2x6s. Most decks also have railing and many have stairs. Underneath are the joists. These support the decking. At one end, the joists are attached to the ledger board, which ties directly onto the house. At the other end, the joists rest on the beam. Now, the beam is either attached to the sides of the posts or rests on top of them. Posts are the vertical support for the deck. They are typically 4x4 or 6x6 lumber. The posts are usually anchored to pier blocks, which set on footings. Footings are concrete bases embedded in the ground according to local building codes. They provide the main support for the deck.
So you get your little video. You get your methods sub-menu here, which I think will open up
This
other
is a common
videos.
style of railing. It's made up of 2x2 verticals or balusters, which are spaced evenly around the deck. It has a 2x4 side rail. This can be attached either on the inside or the outside of the balusters. Then a 2x6 cap rail finishes this railing. On this larger deck, the railing design was a little more elaborate. First, we used 4x4 posts at every corner for more support. Then we used 2x4s for the top and bottom rails, and a 2x6 for the cap rail. Then this gap was filled in with 2x2 balusters. We also added a bevel to the bottom of these for a more finished look. Here's another railing option. These are pre-made spindles and handrails with a lattice to dress around the base.
So it goes from parts of a deck, the 3, 4, 5 method, and of course these are all videos. We're not going to watch them all. Product sources. You can get a materials list, choosing lumber. So I don't know anyone who would have literally taken this as their word of truth in building their deck or anything else in here. What I really think this is a promo for Home Time and whatever they do. If it was a show, I really don't know. But it's for 95, pretty cool. You could take this information and run with it. If again, I can see why they say now you probably have to have some knowledge on it. If you had no idea what you were doing, like take myself for example. If I had no idea what I was doing when building a deck, which I do not, and went to this, I'd have an idea of how a deck was made. Would I feel comfortable going out and doing it? Absolutely not. So it's more just to show like, hey, look what we can do. We can put this together, in my opinion. Get your tips. You got notes. It's really well put together though, and really nice. It's well done. You can put notes in here. Could save it, print it, done. Did it say? It sure did. But that's just hilarious. So it's so fun to come back to this. I remember dinking around with this as a kid, just because again the awe of watching a video on my computer was so cool at the time. Today, this is obviously why would you ever take another glance at this? But other than for purposes of nostalgia, there really isn't a reason. But it's just like I remember it. Okay, up next, Packard Bell Navigator. Now, this was a Navigator program that came with Packard Bells. Of course, I'm not on a Packard Bell right now, so I'm a little interested to see how this plays out. I'm assuming it's just software and it should play out no matter what machine it's on. And we're going to roll with that. There's a Win demo. I almost want to just... Oh, this is going to be great. Try it myself. Have the computer show me. Let's try it ourselves. Looks like there's a demo hidden. There's more to it than I thought.
Welcome to the world of Microsoft Windows 95. With Windows 95, you'll unlock the potential of personal computing so you can work easier and faster. You'll explore exciting new possibilities and even have fun doing it.
That's dang right.
Windows 95 is designed to make using your computer easier, whether you're at work, at home, or on the road. It has a rich set of features giving you multiple ways to do the same task, to accommodate any level of expertise. In this demonstration,
Okay. I remember this video.
The time has come to travel beyond Windows 3.1 and MS-DOS into the world of Microsoft Windows 95. Here you'll discover powerful features that let you do things you've never done with your computer before and make all your everyday tasks easier, faster, even more fun. To see what Windows 95 can do, here's a great place to start.
Oh, do I get to click on it? Let's do the quick tour.
Windows 95 makes working with your computer easier. For example, let's see how much easier and faster it is to open or find programs and documents. We'll begin at the Start button. It's at the lower left corner of the screen. It's always available, so you can use it anytime.
Can't click before he stops talking. Can't click on it now.
To open a program, click the Start button.
Oh,
Move
fantastic.
the mouse. That's all it takes to open a program. Windows 3.1 Program Manager is
Awesome.
gone, but all your program groups are still there, and they're easier to reach. Here you see the new version of Microsoft Word for Windows 95. You'll also find that Windows 95 does a great job supporting your existing Windows and MS-DOS programs. Closing a program is simple. Windows 95 reduces the number of steps to get things done.
Yeah, I don't need to scan. I just need to get out of here so I can go back and actually install the navigator. There's an AOL demo on here. Maybe we need to take a different course here.
Hang on. Your next stop, America's most exciting online service.
Oh, this is great. It is so tiny though. Oh my gosh. This is exploding with 90s. That was the greatest.
Explore America online free. Click here to begin your journey.
I wish I could.
Turn your attention to the world of Prodigy, a world made bigger, better, and bolder by bringing together America's best online service, which offers you the global resources of the Internet. Introducing the power of Prodigy. Prodigy and Internet, together as one. So now communicate with the people you want, whenever you want, wherever they are. Access the world of computers, travel, finance, music, or whatever your special interests may be. With Prodigy, you're connected. Meet enthusiasts like you from the global community who share your excitement, your passion, your desire to communicate and explore. The power of Prodigy puts the people in your community of interest at your fingertips. So take a ride into cyberspace and find out what wonders, what people, what fun awaits you. Come to the world created just for you. Come, turn on the power of Prodigy.
They also give you 10 free hours. I'm pretty sure this is CompuServe.
It's moving. It's never the same. How do you keep up? How do you plug in? Get global. Go CompuServe. Millions of people are already there. Tapped into cool places, sights to see, music to hear, movies to watch, or not. New keys to computing, tips to trade, and ways to cheat. News of the day, ways to invest, places to shop with no pushy salesman, ideas to consider, answers to big questions.
That guy.
And small. Plug into the world's largest online village. CompuServe. And tap into fun. No matter what your taste, we've got your flavor. Try some.
That's an interesting slogan. Try some. Oh, good old Macromedia. I mean, that just kind of makes me miss the 90s so much because I would see things like this as a kid and just think, wow, what does the future hold? The possibilities are going to be endless. And here we are. And here, with an evolved internet and doing things like this now and playing games like Battlefield online, it's amazing to think about how far it's come, but how exciting it was to see that stuff as a kid and just think, oh man, 10 free hours, that's so many hours. No, it's not, but it sounded like a lot back then. Up next, so this is a game I actually reviewed in the past in one of my very first videos using the compact Presario 1692. This demo is what I actually grew up on when it comes to this game. So I didn't have the actual game, I had the demo. This game is fantastic. It is an FMV.
In the Mideast today, tensions remain high in spite of efforts by UN officials. Libya has once again become one of the region's major military powers. The new Libyan technology represents a significant threat to the stability of the region.
It's an absolute blast.
Neighboring Arab states are demanding action to prevent what they are calling the violent and unavoidable conflict.
So if you've never played this game, you are a submarine commander, and you are basically playing an FMV game where you are in the view of that commander making his decisions. Always loved this intro video. Don't believe there's a way to skip it. There is. And you'll see down here,
Can't be 0630 yet. XO, what's up?
you get to pick what you say.
This is the captain. This better be important.
Good morning, sir. We just received urgent traffic from Subland.
You hand. Okay, read it to me. I'll be right down.
See, it has his voice in it. It says him if you hover over him.
Okay, read it to me. You handle it, XO. I'm beat.
Sorry, I can't do that, Skipper. The transmission is eyes only. You will have to sign for it.
Give me a minute. I need to hit the rain locker. Have someone bring it to me.
Aye, sir. Take that down to the old man, get a signature.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler.
Eyes only usually means it's going to get ugly.
I will say this, the acting in this is actually incredible.
Lieutenant Wheeler, sir, I have your message. Here you go, sir. Right by the X. Dismissed, Wheeler. And have the XO come to my cabin.
And you get the idea here. If you want to get more into this game, you can watch me play it a little bit more in one of my older videos. Again, that is a primitive video. It is from the very early days of this channel. So be warned. I one day want to do a full run through and actually do this game in sequence of the actual actions to win the game. It does have to be in sequence, and it is not something I remember offhand. But I have beat the game with a little help from the internet, and it was a really fun accomplishment like 20 some years later. So I will not go any further. I could get lost in this demo for days. However, with this demo, you do not get the opportunity to beat it. You will always end up in a scenario where you do not win. I'll just leave it at that. So that is Silent Steel, one of my favorite FMVs of all time. Oh, I remember this.
Here he goes. The ball slides to center field. Walton goes back. Walton to the fence. She's gone. Off comes Vincent Cody. Look out. It's on line. Bulls win. Bulls win it. The Florida man. Heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah. The Rangers are headed to the final. And this one is the lifetime.
Multimedia Almanac 95 edition. So we have the Almanac, SI Magazine, Year in Review, Media Gallery, and a trivia quiz. Let's look at the Almanac itself. Let's do auto racing. I had a fascination with Jeff Gordon as a kid. No idea why. Didn't watch a lot of NASCAR, but really was a fan of him. Okay. Basketball. Yeah, video.
70-70, 1:20 to go. One on the shot clock. Thurman beat it. Oh, he got it. Three-pointer. Huge arch on that. He had to do it to get over Lang's hands. Too much time. Great defense, Arkansas. They take it away. Indian style. Arkansas is home weapon.
Cool. Got a gallery here. Video and photo. I remember printing stuff off here like crazy. Okay. So let's do. Gosh, I remember this image and that music. Oh, wow. A Los Angeles police spokesman said O.J. Simpson is a fugitive. Mid-afternoon on Friday, June 17th. The O.J. Simpson case. If you were not alive during this time, the O.J. Simpson case could not be escaped on TV. It was everywhere. We even stopped my fourth grade class to watch the verdict. And it was, I mean, it was everywhere. It was on the cover of every magazine. It was nuts. And it lasted forever. It was a long trial.
Mr. Simpson is a wanted murder suspect, 2 counts of murder, a terrible crime. We need to find him, we need to apprehend him, we need to bring him to justice, and we need to make sure that we find him as quickly as possible.
Simpson was last seen yesterday at his ex-wife's funeral. Later, friends hustled someone into Simpson's house. Now it appears perhaps not the former football star. The disappearance was embarrassing for Los Angeles police, who conducted a careful investigation this week, but apparently failed to keep track of their prime suspect in a shocking double murder.
I want to say something to the entire community. If you in any way are assisting Mr. Simpson in avoiding justice, Mr. Simpson is a fugitive of justice right now. And if you assist him in any way, you are committing a felony.
Wow. So these are all videos. Wondering how. Check out the magazine. Oh, okay. So October. You get a couple of articles from it. Not all of them, of course. But you can click on those, read through it. It's pretty cool. Of course, there's sound effects. Year in review. I remember watching this. We saw this on the other screen. I remember watching this all the time.
Dan Jensen in the outer lane. Junichi Inoue of Japan in the inside lane. The last chance for Dan Jensen. This will be his 8th race over 4 Olympics. He has yet to record the medal. His best are 4th place finishes. Pretty strong. Here's that last turn. Will he make it through this time? Jensen now will power up with the speed to go to the line. Dan Jensen looking for a gold medal, and yes, 12:43. He is the leader and has set a world record. Dan Jensen, world record. You know, when he came off that turn, it was a little bit rough, but he picked it up. He picked up the pace after coming out. Usually he lets it go. Redemption.
Okay. I do believe there's a way to search. Let's see here. There's volume. Okay, not a whole bunch with preferences. I could have swore there was a way to search this, but don't know how. Oh, I love the old school NASCARs of the 90s. The Chevy Luminas and the Monte Carlos. Oh, I remember this. This is what I was looking for. This image. That's just a classic Jeff Gordon image right there. And the rainbow suit with the rainbow DuPont car. Still have all of my stuff too regarding NASCAR memorabilia that I kept as a kid. Let's check out the trivia quiz. Ooh, what Indiana native won his first ever NASCAR race? I have no clue, but I'm going to pick Jeff because I like him the most. Oh, embarrassing to get that wrong. What IndyCar rule gave Penske Racing and Al Unser Jr. their big advantage? What IndyCar rule? The first one. I got it right, I guessed. I did not know that. Who raced his last Indianapolis 500 in 94? Unser. I don't know. Senior. Andretti? No idea. Again, not a expert in racing by any means. Well, that is. Let's see the credits. I don't know how to get out of this now. Okay, I have to click through it. Cool. Last but not least, I want to take a look at one more piece of software here. This is one of my favorite games of all time because it was not only groundbreaking visuals for the time, it's still a lot of fun today for some reason, given its limited abilities. This is Journeyman Project Turbo. A really cool game where you play, I don't really know the story, Mouse. It's been so long. A guy that travels through time, if I remember correctly, and lives in the future on some sort of space station. What is interesting about this game as a kid is, for some reason, and I don't know if I just misunderstood my dad at the time or we just thought it was some sort of software, is we overlooked this disc in the bundle pack so many times because we thought it was a demo and it wasn't actually a game, but it was like something else, something we wouldn't have been interested in because it looked cool. I remember the disc looked so cool. And we finally popped it in one day, and we were just floored that we overlooked it for so long. Welcome to the Journeyman Project Turbo. To the right is the main menu. When you roll over a button, the description window at the bottom of the screen will tell you what that button does. Following are a few quick tips that will make your experience as enjoyable as possible. Be patient. The Journeyman Turbo is much faster than the original, but even so, there are still points at which the game will pause to load data from the CD-ROM. Listen carefully to all information. Clues abound. Yeah, that's true. Evaluate your situation and use battleships to your advantage. Save often. For a truly awesome experience, try a dark room and a pair of headphones. Even more true. New game. And I remember this as if it were yesterday.
The year is 2318. The location, the skyborn metropolis known as Caldoria. The Earth is finally at peace after a long, bloody battle against a few tyrants who sought total world domination. Having learned the hard way the evils of imperialism, the borders began to come down one by one. Finally, in the year 2117, the unified world was realized. Now, all that we have accomplished is being threatened by the power of time travel. Realizing its potential for destruction, the very same Democrats who initiated the building of the time machine immediately discontinued the project once they saw a working prototype. Temporal travel now being a reality, they brought the time machine to a secret location and formed an agency to protect the flow of history. The project, codenamed Journeyman.
The music in this game is awesome. I know this isn't a poor frame rate or anything. This is actually how the game was. Still images.
Once again, it's another beautiful day here in the peaceful, skyborn metropolis of Caldoria. And unless you've been trapped in some kind of time, you know that today marks the culmination of 10 years of debate, as all of Earth awaits the arrival of
Energy level 50%.
from the symbiotry of peaceful beings. Their goal? To welcome the entire human race into their interplanetary alliance of sentient beings. Our Megan Love is at the Capitol building right now. Megan, can you hear me?
I'm right here. Thanks, Johnny. 10 years ago today, Earth was visited by a race of aliens who called themselves the Cerolans. They told us that they were here to invite us into an alliance, which they called the Symbiotry of Peaceful Beings. The purpose of this alliance, they said, is simply to share knowledge and culture with other alien races. They then left after saying they would give us exactly 10 years to deliberate their proposal. Today is the day of their return. All along the streets of Caldoria and here in the Capitol building, it's amazing, Johnny. There are thousands of people gathered, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Cerolan delegate as the procession heads this way. We've heard various rumors that a fleet of ships have already been detected on long-range radar and should soon be arriving. And with each new rumor, the excitement here seems to grow tenfold. Back to you at the studio, Johnny.
Thank you, Megan Love. This morning's broadcast was brought to you by Future Cola, the choice of a peaceful generation. I'm Johnny Ego, and you're listening to the mellow sounds of WKIM Too Big.
All right. If I'm silent, it's because I'm just taking this all in with you all. It's been a long time. So you'll see here, we have buttons to move around the room. I obviously have somewhere I need to be. Pretty sure I can pick that up. Open that door. Oh. See myself in the mirror. Click on the sink and make a drop noise. Oh, I remember being able to sit in these chairs. I know I said I played this, but it was probably 5 or 6 years ago already now, since I've revisited it. I need to put it straight up. Oh, there we go. These chairs turn the room into like a virtual room, so to say. Let's do Cosmos. See, it's just awesome. Seascape. Mountain. If I hide this, it's just cool. I'm sure I can walk away, it'll go away. And this is what blew my mind as a kid. When I stepped out into this hallway, I was like, no way. I remember every door that you knock on, though, is a psych.
I'm not home right now. Susie, if this is you, meet me down by the Capitol building. I got an absolutely torrid spot to watch the procession.
And by psych, I mean no one's ever home. So you can't go into any of these rooms.
Second floor. Third floor. Fourth floor. Roof access. Fourth floor.
pretty sure I need to go to first floor.
First floor.
Yep.
Global Transporter Caldoria Heights Apartments, Sector 3. Searching for opening transport route now. Route accessed. Upon entering, transport card will be required. Thank you for using Global Transport.
I remember the fly.
Please hold for tracking and sterilization process. Foreign element eliminated. Please insert your global transport card now.
Oh, no, I need to put it right there. That's right.
Choose a destination.
I think we need to go there.
Preparing destination transporter.
And we're about to teleport.
Recording passengers organic substratum. Prepare for molecular disintegration. Completing molecular reintegration. Thank you for using global transport.
And I'm at work. Now, I remember this is about as far as I would get as a kid. I'm trying to think of what I need to do here. No, I don't need to do that. Let's see how it's just, even today, I have no freaking clue. Temporal, okay. Enter the TSA entry code found on page 7 of your Temporal Protectorate Handbook. Didn't grab that, so kind of stuck. And this was a big problem with this game as a kid, is it was one of those things where I'm pretty sure it was one thing where I just didn't grab something every time and it was this and I'd be stuck here. But again, thanks to the internet, I was able to get pretty far in this game a few years back, and it is a lot of fun and just visually appealing even today, just in a really nostalgic and 90s kind of way of a take on the future. But I love it. And of course, there's other software on this multimedia bundle. One that I'm having a trouble finding in the pack is Toonland. I really wanted to take a look at that, but maybe that'll have to be another video. It's just not something I'm seeing there, or it's bundled in some other ISO and I can't find it. So unfortunately, I won't be able to take a look at that one. The male health stuff I remember being pretty boring, and the cookbook stuff really boring too. I don't think there's any need. I don't really have any nostalgic need to want to go into it. I'll probably take a look at it on my own time, but to show you it all would be a snooze fest in my opinion. I think I looked at it once as a kid too and like never touched it again, because why would I? Why would I look at a cookbook or a male health thing as a kid or now? But thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time to the Packard Bell Multimedia Bundle from '96. A lot of good memories with this software. Again, pre-internet times meant measures like this to stay entertained on a computer back then, and this definitely helped when we first got our PC. So it was a lot of fun then, and it's still fun to look at now. I really need to go back and play Journeyman through and experience that again. Such a fun game. And there's a lot of other games on Journeyman, by the way, not just one. So really cool series to check out if you've never heard of it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.